And then we went right into a World Tag Team Championship four-way match. And wait a minute, hold on. They had the entrances on the pre-show. So again, shorting the people who just tuned in to see what they paid for. But it was the House of the Black Throne Kings, the Outrunners, the Acclaimed, and Private Party, who got strippers for dancers. They didn't take it. They had already taken almost everything off. They didn't take anything off on camera. What do you call it when you go out there semi-buck naked anyway? You're not a stripper. Are you a f***ing exhibitionist?
You're asking me, what do you call that in-between thing between
where
being
they've
a
just
stripper? I don't know what you're saying.
They've just got way too little on to be appropriate in public where children are present, but at the same time, they're not really taking anything off because they're already there. So they can't be a stripper. Let us know, Cult of Cornette members, what the term would be.
And send photos.
And send so that we get an idea of visual representation of what. But anyway, so now are they doing something where Caster is turning on Bowens? Or are they just really mad at each other? What is happening here?
It seemed to be that. I mean, from the very beginning, he threw the microphone at him, and then there were a few moments in the match. Bowens is on TV all the time again because those PC Richards commercials he filmed a few years ago are airing again for the holidays, and it ends with Bowens crossing his arms and smiling for like 5 seconds. So he's all over New York TV, and it appears to be that they are doing that, and you know what? It's probably time to do that. If you're going to do anything else with Max Caster, let alone Anthony Bowens, you got to do it. You're running out of time.
Well, he did his rap, but instead of the everybody loves the best or everybody loves the Acclaimed, he said everybody loves the best wrestler alive, and then he didn't just pitch the microphone at Bowens, he sidearmed it at him like he wanted to fucking stick it down his throat. And I'm like, what the fuck? And if they're working, they did a good job because it almost looked like they'd had an argument before they went out there, and he's there, motherfucker, boom. So they did a good job. Or maybe next week they'll be happy on TV, and I was right. They just got pissed at each other. But anyway, Private Party beat Caster in about 20 minutes. That's really because we got a lot of ground to cover, and it's a four-way tag team match, and that's the way they start to show off.
Well, they actually started the introductions to the match before the show. The pre-show got the intros.
That. The entrances, yes. So that's why I said to some of the people who just watched the pay-per-view didn't get all that they paid for because they put the... Oh, I never even made my fucking point earlier. You just distractified me, you son of a gun. If 600,000 people are watching the Wednesday night TV... and there 100,000 people are buying a pay-per-view, how many people are watching the hour and a half before the pay-per-view? One would think significantly less, unless you sit there for another hour and a half, and I have to go in and record. When I buy the pay-per-view, I have to record earlier stuff also instead of... If I'm DVRing the pay-per-view to get the pre-show, I have to back up and purposely record that also. So the point is, it's the smallest viewership that they put Big Boom AJ and the crew on. And, blah, blah, blah. I should have made that point then.
Yeah, you have to wonder how many people tuned in thinking that match, if they got anybody who wasn't a normal AEW pay-per-view buyer, and I don't know that they do. But if they do, if this generated some interest, how many realize that it wasn't actually on the pay-per-views on the pre-show?
Yeah. On Wednesday night, they said, yeah, he's got it at full gear. So 30 people in Des Moines, because they've got a big Costco enclave there, they buy the pay-per-view and they missed it. And they're out $50 because they put it. Anyhow, I have realized what listening to Pockets try to do a wrestling promo sounds like.
What's that?
It's like listening to an insurance salesman talking about the new medical plan they want to fucking sell you. You just tune it out because it's coming from that face and with no sincerity, which is allegedly part of his gimmick that 5 years in has never been explained, justified, whatever description you want to give. And this was the guy that's in the main event for the world title. If you are a WWE fan, and as we've said, there's more of them, numerically, statistically, empirically provable, or if you're a fan of any kind of wrestling in the past 50 years, and you look at some of these people, you're like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And you wouldn't give it a chance. And I don't know what they're thinking.